Kyler Murray, you remember when he scrubbed his social media
Yeah, clean.
of the Cardinals. Yep. And all references to the Cardinals. And we kind of blew it off at first. And then it came out that there was beef between the two sides.
What a shocker, Chris. It's over money.
Right. And today, his agent came out with a full-blown statement. Eric Burkhardt's his agent. And basically said, as you just said, Rob, in a very detailed letter, he said that they have sent a contract proposal to the Cardinals and that they want to sign a long-term deal. He wrote it in all caps and he highlighted a few parts of it in bold. Here's one of the things he highlighted in bold, Rob. Kyler absolutely wants to be your long-term QB. He desperately wants to win the Super Bowl. Actions speak louder than words in this volatile business. Kyler remains hopeful that the organization chooses to commit so that he can continue leading the Cardinals to further success and value for many years to come. Now, here's what's interesting, Rob. Well, more interesting, I should say. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, he tweeted this, Rob, that he does not expect Kyler Murray to play at all this upcoming season if he doesn't get the long-term contract extension. Wow, is all I got to say. Now, in fairness to Kyler, there are players who've gotten that deal after 3 seasons. And I'm going to read off some of them. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. All good with those 3, right? Although I'll throw this out, Josh Allen is size is, he's big. Injuries haven't been a concern with him. Patrick Mahomes obviously won an MVP and a Super Bowl in his first 3 years. And Deshaun Watson was great as well. Then here's the 3 more, Rob. Jared Goff.
Didn't work out.
Regret. Carson Wentz. Regret. And Ryan Tannehill, who's, so-so. So here's what I ask you, Rob. You know how this works. They do not have to give him this extension. They got him locked up for several more years if they want it. Would you give him a contract extension this summer?
This is pretty easy for me. No way, no how. And it doesn't mean that I think he's a bum or he hasn't played well or anything like that, Chris. I told you before, after that playoff loss and he looked really bad, and can you win with a guy that size and the situation? It might have been overplayed, but my goodness, I need to see more. Every year he's been banged up or hurt. Every year the team has collapsed and gone the other way. They started 7-0 this past year, and everything came undone. And I can't ignore he's trying to do something that nobody his size has done, Chris. Like, really?
Right.
I'm just
probably
keeping
the
it real.
smallest player since Doug Flutie. Since Doug Flutie.
Doug Flutie didn't win anything, Chris.
No.
I mean, he went to
had a few nice little years, but yeah.
Some moments, and he wound up going to the CFL, and I think he won a couple of Grey Cups.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, for what he was, he had a nice little career for a young. I don't want to belittle him. You know what I mean?
He was a great college quarterback.
Yeah, he was awesome in college, but
exactly.
yeah, it just didn't work out as much in the pros. He was okay,
right? He was just okay, and I'm just not there. And the behavior, I get it. He's a young guy. He wants to get cashed out. He sees, he's been banged up. He just wants, I don't blame him. I get it. Everybody wants financial security, Chris. Everybody. And he's had injuries. But I'm not doing it if I'm the Cardinals. I'm going to wait. I have you legally under contract for 2 more years. Right?
And then I can franchise you if I want.
Then I could franchise you, and then I'll have to pay the piper. if you play that well.
Right.
And I will be the first guy to pay you whatever it takes when the time comes. I'm going to give you, it's a different sport, Chris, but I think it is comparable. Aaron Judge has never been paid by the Yankees. Why not?
And
Chris?
that's a shame.
Okay,
to me, it's because of their rules.
Okay, no, but he hasn't got paid. But
Well, he's been hurt. Yeah, he's been hurt.
He's been hurt, and have the Yankees won a World Series with Aaron Judge?
No.
Okay,
but don't you think if he wasn't hurt,
he would have been signed by now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just.
It's not because they
Kyler
haven't won.
Murray's no, but I'm just saying it's harder when you haven't won, Chris, and it's harder when the guy. Before last year, the guy couldn't stay healthy. Let's just be honest.
And to be honest,
he's a great player.
Judge is worse than Kyler in these injuries. Now, granted, we've only seen Kyler for 3 years.
But
and
Judge has been hurt a ton of games,
absolutely.
Chris.
Absolutely.
After he won the Rookie of the Year, it's been the other way until last year. Last year he was great.
Well, Kyler, Rob, has played 16 games his first 2 years. And last year he played 14 of 17. But you are right, because you said he's been injured. This year he missed 3 games with injury or banged up. So toward the end of last year, toward the end of this year, he played, but a little banged up. Or last year, I should say. Toward the end, he was banged up. Where he couldn't be, at his full optimum level. But the bottom line is this, Rob. I'm with you. I'm sorry. There ain't no way I'm paying you right now. And like you said, I like Kyler Murray. I think he has been very good. I don't think he should have been a Pro Bowler this year, but that was
on reputation.
Yeah,
it had to be, Chris.
Absolutely.
I'm with you, and I get it because they started 7-0. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right?
Because you had several. I mean, Stafford, who early on was playing lights out.
But Stafford was 7-1,
but
then he had those. Right. Remember those 3 bad games with all.
But they do it earlier
right.
in the season, or before the end of the season.
Right.
But and the Pro Bowl too. I mean, Mac Jones made the Pro Bowl this year. As an alternate, but still, he'll be
all
called
pro
a Pro
is
Bowl.
what it is.
Exactly.
More so than Pro Bowl. It's about being the all pro.
And that only happens.
This year
it's hard to be all pro.
Right. It was Aaron Rodgers and Brady, right?
Yeah. It's hard to be all pro. But still, I'm not going to go crazy over a guy getting a Pro Bowl nod because it happens to so many. However, he has been good, Rob. We have improved from 5 wins his rookie year to 8 wins to 11 this year. And they did make the playoffs. So I don't want beef with Kyler. I don't want to be at odds with Kyler. If I'm the Cardinals, I'm like, look, man, we love you. We do see you as our guy of the future, but we just want to wait. I mean, they are totally within their right mind. I believe, Rob. I wouldn't be thinking about it. I'm sorry. Right. I'm sorry because I'm looking at Jared Goff, who led a team to the Super Bowl.
And he was an all-pro.
Right. The offense was historically great. And now you're like, man, I wish we hadn't given him that money. Carson Wentz, who was on his way to win an MVP, Rob. And now it's like, golly. That's the thing. Like, as much pressure as we put on these young guys to show it to us right away, some of these guys may go the other way, too. Like, they may look good initially and then go the other way. And with Kyler, because of his size, because he runs the ball a lot, those are extra reasons to be concerned, right? To worry. And so, no, I wouldn't, Rob. And this is what it comes down to. And I mentioned the Pelissaro tweet. I would look at that, Rob, like Ben Simmons. Like, hold up. How old is Kyler? 24 years old. He's 24 years old.
Is that what he is? Yeah.
Yeah. You've only played 3 years. You still, as good as you've been, you still got a ways to go to really establish yourself. And you're willing to sit out? That tells me you don't really love this. You might like it. You're great at it. But do you love it? Rob, are you with me? If you're willing to sit out a whole season this early in your career, I got questions. And so I don't think he'll do it. If I'm a team, I'm calling your bluff. Like, do you love the game? And if you start acting funky and want to trade,
I don't know if I would go straight there that he doesn't love the game if he really feels like he's being cheated financially. Now, I don't agree with that, Chris, but I don't think it's whether he loves the game or not, or whether he feels he has the leverage at this point to make them pay him now, and not like next year or a chance of him getting seriously hurt where that could alter. He's like, I made the Pro Bowl. I was one of the 3 best quarterbacks, and they picked me. I got this team to the playoffs. They haven't been to the playoffs in how many years, Chris, right? A number of years. Right. So he's trying to pile up his chips to say, look what I did. We were 7-0. We made the playoffs. I was a Pro Bowler. I did this. I had more touchdowns than I ever had before. Like he's making his case, pay me. So I think it has a lot to do with that, not whether or not he loves the game. That's all I'm saying.
And granted, he didn't say it. His agent didn't say it.
No, I know.
So I agree. I don't mind him pushing for it.
That's what I think it is.
I think it's smart on his part. Like you said, he's done all those things you mentioned. So yeah, why not go for it? And to be honest, and again, even I wouldn't do it if I'm the Cardinals, but you could sell it to them like, look, this will save you money. Like, if you wait a year or two, it's just going to be a bigger contract, just like with Dak Prescott. Right?
We talked about it. How long did we talk about it? Didn't we talk about that? The longer you wait, it's going to cost you more money.
But if I'm in the Cardinals position, Rob, I would be willing. I would be like, look, go out and show us what we want to see, and we will gladly pay you more money. Don't worry about that. Like, I understand by not paying you now, we are taking a risk, right?
Yep.
That we may have to pay you a lot more in the future, but I'm willing to do that if you go out and ball. Rob, I hear you. I don't mind him trying to get his money now.
Trying to seize the moment. Right.
All I'm saying, the only thing I don't like is, and again, it didn't come from him, so maybe it's just Pelissaro saying it. But I don't like you sitting out if you don't get paid. It's one thing if you're like at the end of your deal, right? Or, you're going into your last year even. But when you got so much further to go contractually, I just think you need to play. If you don't get it, you're disappointed, but you go out and play. You go out and prove it.